president had no executive orders Congress, but that they support as well the effort to cut up Russian oil and support Ukraine. In addition to that, if they're going to be bringing back stimulus check for combating the gas prices, and we've actually heard that this has already been proposed in the state of California. Biden wants to bring back a major stimulus payment program, but we are dealing with some serious inflation issues. Well, they are trying to see what they can bring back and how they can avoid increasing the debt. The current stimulus package on the federal level in Congress, the Building a Better America, the Revamp Build Back Better. And first, let's start off with Senator Joe Manchin and what he had to say today on stimulus and inflation. Number one enemy isn't gas prices. The president said 2 days ago can't do much to bring that down, and he has given up on trying to fix this problem. We do everything we can to have confidence that we are going to produce the energy that we need in our country to defend ourselves, keep ourselves strong, get these prices back down, and be able to defend our allies. So people have stability, they understand that we are going to be in this game for a while. We can work and chew gum. That means you can basically provide the energy that the country needs. The horsepower you receive from fossil, we get hydrogen going and get other things going, and geothermal that we can. So you got to make sure you take care of what you have to take care. Keep strong to keep our people basically the strong economy. Yesterday we had a very good meeting. I appreciate very much we had a very solid meeting for an hour, close to an hour and a half. Senator Joe Manchin, who we heard that they're going to be doing more to help combat inflation. They're going to provide more assistance to help out at this time. And President Joe Biden said there's not much more we can do to lower those gas prices. However, there's a possibility that there's a way that people could help pay for those increased gas prices. We need a for federal level stimulus check and already heard it proposed in the state of California. Now, the article says rising inflation is hitting all sectors of economy. The overall rate of inflation on an annual basis reached 7.5% at the end of January, the highest level since 1982. Gas prices are rising especially fast, reaching $4.25 a gallon on Wednesday, up from $2.86 per gallon last March. Last year, the fastest and most effective way to protect vulnerable citizens from the impacts of global economic instability is to provide direct payments through the IRS, similar to the 3 stimulus checks that were sent out to families during the height of the pandemic. The number one thing that helps fight poverty during times like this we saw was the stimulus checks that help low and moderate income households when school and child care programs was closed and companies were laying off workers. We need to provide these to those families that are struggling the most, make them more talented. Nevertheless, the payments should be targeted directly to low and moderate income families or those earning less than 80% of the national median income. They want to cut down the income eligibility significantly in this opinion piece. If they did that, it would reduce the overall cost of providing a for federal level stimulus check. The average median household income, I believe, is somewhere around $40,000 or $50,000, and 80% of that could drop it down to like 40 grand. Maybe a lot of people would get cut out. In addition to that, we are hearing that President Biden is saying we need to bring back a major stimulus payment program, and that is that child tax credit. Now, the article says that was one of the business transfer of wealth from the federal government to millions of Americans, moving billions of dollars from federal coffers to Americans' bank accounts and mailboxes. Then the expanded child tax credit just fizzled out. He didn't think that it was wise for us to keep the expansion going. Now, Unfortunately, that means that the monthly series of stimulus checks that parents got to a big chunk of potential Democratic voters also dry up at the worst possible time and want to keep in power. So they are going to be doing everything that they can to try to persuade Americans to vote to stay in power. About stimulus checks, child tax credits and other provisions people have been asking for quite some time. Many families pay up to $14,000 a year for a child care per child. Well, President Biden has rescued the idea of extending and expanding the child tax credits. Got a boost in 2021. The child tax credit came into tandem with the warning last week about the U.S. child care crisis. Mid-class and working families shouldn't have to pay more than 7% of their income for care for their young children. Talking about the House of Representatives, they passed a cut-down version of the omnibus bill that includes funding for Ukraine and also additional spending for funding the government. But they had to do another stopgap bill, so that's going to be moving on to do the CNA. Also, they have got to get the government funded, and they want to provide more pandemic aid and assistance. They want to get down with the Build Back Better, and we are hearing that new phase of stimulus will likely be coming as well.